Hello friends, I welcome all of you to my new lecture session on drugs acting on autonomic nervous system. So here we'll see drug synthesis of some of the important components here, that is phenylephrine, salbutamol, tolazolin and propranolol. We'll see in detail about the synthesis of these four important drugs. So here phenylephrine and salbutamol are adrenergic agonists, tolazolin and propranolol are adrenergic antagonists. This is propranolol. Propranolol contains, this is the alpha naphthol unit and this is propanolamine unit, and here we have isopropylamine unit attached to it. In the synthesis of this drug, we need to first see how actually the bonds can be made. So here alpha naphthol is available in the market and isopropylamine is also available in the market, whereas this is the junction which we have to make. So for this we have 3 carbon units are there, and here we have to add nitrogen, means some kind of nucleophilic substitution reaction can happen over here to form this bond. In the same way, here we are supposed to make an ether bond, and here also some kind of nucleophilic substitution reaction can add this group. Hence let's see here because we all knew that amine bond formation, means CN bond formation, can be done by simply alkyl halide. By using an alkyl halide, nucleophilic substitution reaction can give us CN bond, and here also we can have a similar kind of a setup. So this reagent is very important for us. Now let's see how actually this synthesis is designed. They have taken alpha naphthol and they made to react it with what is this compound? One cyclic 3-membered and oxygen is there, and then CH2Cl. What is this one? Ethylene oxide. Okay, and then to that CH2Cl is there. So this entire chemical is what we call it as epichlorohydrin. Epichlorohydrin. Since this epoxide ring is highly reactive, it opens up upon reaction with a hydroxy group. Okay, so this is an established chemistry. So thereby we can get this compound. Okay, so between epoxide and CCl, because hydroxy group can react with both this as well as this, but this is highly reactive, hence we get only exclusively this product. So epichlorohydrin is industrially it is obtained from glycerol. Glycerol is a waste product obtained from soap industry, because they take vegetable oil, saponification, upon saponification whatever saponified fatty acids that are there, they will take it for making soaps, and the glycerol content is waste material generated over there. So the glycerol is taken and then boil it with HCl to obtain chloro substituted products like this. This mixture is upon treatment with KOH, they can industrially epichlorohydrin is produced. So in this way a chemical reaction like this is supported. Hence after getting this compound, they treat it with isopropylamine to obtain our target compound, that is propranolol. So friends, this is the way how propranolol is obtained industrially. Let's see the next one, that is tolazolin. Tolazolin, what is this compound? This ring. If we have a double bond here also, then it is what we call it as imidazole. When we don't have one of the double bond, dihydroimidazole or imidazolidine. Okay, so that is the ring over here. And here we have a benzyl unit. This compound is an alpha non-selective alpha blocker. Let's see how it is synthesized. The synthesis starts from phenylestronitrel. In phenylestronitrel we have C triple bond N here, and first it is made to react with ethanol in the presence of an acid, so that ethanol adds across the C triple bond N to obtain this one. What is this compound? This is an imine, and this entire unit is what we call it as imidate. Okay, and this, upon reaction with ethylene diamine, it gives us the target compound, that is tolozolane. Okay, so here NH2 and NH2 are there. This NH2 replaces this ethyl unit, ethoxide unit, okay, nucleophilic substitution reaction, and this NH2 actually first adds across this C double bond N. Okay, so later on the ammonia part over here is eliminated to obtain imidazole. Okay, so it is like this, like in case of Fischer-Indole synthesis. Okay, so addition elimination reaction happens across this C double bond N to obtain tolozolane. So this is a straightforward reaction and a very simple reaction. So the third compound is salbutamol. In salbutamol, the structure contains salicyl alcohol part, and para to this hydroxy group we need to add this ethanolamine unit over here. So let's see how the synthesis is designed. They have taken, so here they have taken parahydroxyacetophenone, and then they made to react it with formaldehyde in the presence of HCl to obtain salicyl alcohol part. Okay, salicyl alcohol part. How it is happening? So this is a standard reaction where phenols, upon reaction with formaldehyde, either in the presence of acid or base, they'll give us salicyl alcohol. So okay, this is an established chemistry. So this chemistry is used for preparation of the polymers. Okay, so this is an established chemistry, but if you use here 1:1 ratio, because formaldehyde in 1:1 ratio with phenol, you will stop the reaction over here. Otherwise it will go to the next step, because when para position is if para position is occupied, then the CH2OH will go to the ortho to hydroxy group. This is the only position available. Okay, because in case of parahydroxyacetophenone, para position is already occupied, so this product will not form, and this product is going to be the exclusively the single compound that you are going to get is this compound. So this is the way how salicyl alcohol part is first built. Then the two hydroxy groups over here are protected by using acetic anhydride. So acetyl derivative diester is obtained. Then because we need to have this amino extension, so amino extension means we need some kind of a nucleophilic substitution kind of reaction is to be happening over here. So that's why bromination was done. In the presence of bromine chloroform reagent, it can brominate activated methylene kind of environment. So that's why bromine goes on to this carbon. Okay, so you may get some doubt why protection is done. So which group is protected? Is it the hydroxy groups or the benzene ring that is protected? It is the benzene ring. Otherwise phenols can get easily brominated by exposure to bromine water or otherwise bromine reagents. So that's the reason why upon acetylation the hydroxy groups over here, they are deactivated, so thereby benzene ring is not very much reactive. So that's the reason why bromination happens on the other available carbon over here, that is activated methylene group over here. The next one is it will be reacted with tertiary butyl amine, tertiary butyl benzyl amine. Okay, so this is a secondary amine. You may get some doubt again, because here what we need is only tertiary butyl amine. And why actually benzyl group is also added? Okay, so let's see that. This is again another kind of a protection of the nitrogen. So here tertiary butyl benzyl amine is made to react with this alpha keto halo compound, so thereby they get the this product. Then the hydroxy group, the double bond over here is to be reduced to alcohol. So the carbonyl carbon can be reduced easily by using sodium borohydride. So here the hydroxy group over here, whatever we got over here, this is a chiral carbon. Okay, so we get racemic mixture of racemic mixture here that has to be resolved. Then ultimately what we got is the benzyl part can be removed by using palladium hydrogen. Now can you come back here and tell me why benzylation is done? Let's say if benzylation is not done, what will happen here? Isopropyl amine means tertiary butyl amine. Here NH2 will be there. So this NH2 can react not only with bromine, it can also react with double bond O to form a Schiff base. Okay, so how can you avoid that reaction? One is by making this amine secondary. Okay, if you make it secondary, NH group cannot easily form a Schiff base. Secondly, because here we are adding a lot of bulk here we are adding a lot of bulk, so that's why this carbon is going to become inaccessible, because here we have a very bulky phenyl ring over here. So in that way, addition of this nitrogen group across the C double bond O can be avoided by adding benzyl group over here. Benzyl group can be easily removed by using palladium hydrogen method, hydrogenation, because this is an established procedure available in the industry. So that's why they have taken benzylation over here for protection of the nitrogen to avoid reaction, unnecessary reactions with this carbonyl carbon. And ultimately the acetate group can be released by using hydrolysis reaction, okay, to obtain salbutamol. So then friends, the third one is phenylephrine. Phenylephrine is an alpha agonist, alpha adrenergic agonistic compound. So how it is synthesized? So whenever we have a benzene ring connected to the remaining parts where on the alpha carbon hydroxy group is there, this type of products we cannot directly get. Instead, this is the bond we need to make between benzene ring and the carbon bearing hydrogen, carbon bearing oxygen. So this in this kind of a cases, addition can be these two carbons can be joined by using Friedel-Crafts acylation reaction. If you do Friedel-Crafts acylation reaction, here you will get C double bond O. Okay, C double bond O can be reduced by using sodium borohydride reduction. And on the other side, we have here one more bond, CN bond here. No, just now we have seen CN bond can be easily made by using nucleophilic substitution reaction by taking a halogen over here. Okay, let's say here we have a halogen and here C double bond O need to be there. Here a bond is to be made by using Friedel-Crafts acylation reaction. Friedel-Crafts acylation reaction means what? C double bond O, Cl is needed, halogenation. Okay, so acyl halide is needed. On the other side, CH2 Cl is needed. Okay, so that is the simple strategy. Let's see how it is done. They have taken phenol. They conducted Friedel-Crafts acylation reaction by using chloroacetyl chloride to obtain this compound. Here you can get a doubt, because if you have AlCl3 over here, both this chlorine as well as this chlorine both can form products, so that either COCH2Cl or CH2COCl both can form. But acyl halide is highly reactive. Acyl halide part is highly reactive, so that you will get this kind of product. And parallelly, you can also design the synthesis like this. You can simply take acetyl chloride, so that metahydroxy acetophenone is obtained. So this acetophenone is taken, and then you can do the halogenation over here by using N-bromosuccinamide reagent. Then you can continue with this reaction. This, upon treatment with methylamine, you will get this product, which upon reduction you will get the required hydroxy compound. So here what we need is reduction as well as resolution. So whenever amine is there, optically active acids are used for resolution of this kind of a basis. So here camphoric acid, minus camphoric acid is actually used for reduction for resolution of this base. But here this procedure is straightforward and easy to remember. First, what we have done, we have taken phenol, we have conducted Friedel-Crafts acylation reaction with chloroacetyl chloride to obtain this product. And the second reaction is the simple thing. Like here, the halogen is to be replaced by methylamine, ultimately reduction to obtain hydroxy group. So this appears very simple to remember, so students can easily remember this pathway. Just now we had seen in case of salbutamol, this double bond O can react with this methylamine. So this cannot be the exclusive product over here. And here also, when Friedel-Crafts acylation reaction is done on benzene ring, substituted benzene ring, okay, like in case of phenol, ortho and para are actually active carbons, okay. So you cannot exclusively get meta substituted product. So this procedure may be very easy to remember for your examination part, but actually in industry, this kind of reaction cannot work. So let's see what exactly is used in case of industry. In industry, so they take orthobenzyl benzaldehyde. Okay, so here orthobenzyl benzaldehyde. Okay, so here for oxygen, benzyl group is added. This is kind of a protection. So in the presence of alkali, so this alpha halo carboxylic acid reacts with aldehyde to obtain this compound. This is an addition elimination type of reaction. And then hydrogen is used to obtain hydrazide derivative. So this ethyl ester derivative reacts with the hydrogen to obtain hydrazide derivative. So this hydrazide is treated with HNO2 nitrous acid to obtain isocyanide intermediate. Can you remember this reaction? Hydrazide getting converted to isocyanate. This is what we call it as Curtius rearrangement. Okay, so this intermediate is reactive because here we have a nucleophile nearby. This nucleophile over here, and then this isocyanate reacts with each other to obtain oxazolidinone. Okay, so this ring is formed. So where oxygen group as well as nitrogen both are protected via a kind of a carbamate kind of a bond. Now this is treated with methyl iodide in the presence of a strong base like sodium hydride, so that NH group is going to be methylated. Because why so much stronger base is used? Because NH is not very much nucleophilic. Hence, in the presence of a very strong base like sodium hydride, this proton can be abstracted. So thereby, methyl iodide can attack this nitrogen to give us the required product. NCH3 group is introduced. Now what we need to do? Hydrolysis. This hydrolytic procedure removes both benzyl group from this one, as well as this carbamate ring is also open. So thereby ultimately we get the target compound. Okay, so this is what we call it as phenylephrine. So friends, this is the way how in industry phenylephrine is synthesized. So friends, this is the way how the four important drugs in adrenergic category, that is phenylephrine, salbutamol, propranolol and tolozolin, are synthesized. Please focus on the way how actually the synthesis is designed, so that it is very easy for you to remember the way how different steps happen one by one. Please also remember that these are not the exclusive synthetic pathways that are available, but various other industrial processes are the procedures are available, but these are some of the very important pathways that you can remember and use it. Okay, so friends, I hope you understood the chemistry, and I'll see you again with another interesting lecture soon. And thank you.